What's going on, you guys? My name is Jesse Lyon, and this is the shit you wanted me to react to this week on Discord. Welcome to the Lyon Mental Health Channel. If you're new here, my name is Jesse Lyon. I'm a licensed trauma counselor, clinical hypnotherapist, and most importantly, a professional dream scientist. I'm here to tell you what your dreams mean and how to get that insight from your mind as it tries to communicate you while you sleep. And if you're not a part of our Discord community, you're missing out because we share TikTok videos, we talk about the truth of what our minds are trying to teach us, and we get to the core of really developing our mental health and our personality. So join, smash like, and subscribe. So let's get into the video and jump right to it. First up, there's a lot of stuff on TikTok. There's a lot of information these days. It's easy to get access to, but not all of it is quality. So I'm here to tell you whether this stuff is fact or cap. So let's start out with this video that was sent to me over on Discord. Don't fuck with someone who stopped fighting their demons. They embrace the darkness within, and that amplifies their light. You know, it's a beautiful video. It's not a misspeaking at all. It's very true, in fact. And this is why dreams are so important to really analyze and interpret, because once you stop fighting the monsters in your dreams and realize they're projections of like those things you don't like about yourself and those things you're avoiding, they actually become assets, and you stop fighting yourself, and so you stop like having no energy. I mean, do you wake up in the morning with no energy or low motivation? It's probably because you're fighting yourself and at war and tension inside of you, and so you have no motivation or energy left over to like deal with your day. I mean, it makes total sense, right? So great point. Let's see what else we got.
Something not that chill happened last night.
When you wake up after an awful night of traumatic nightmares related to your childhood trauma. Damn. You know, a lot of people ask why this happens. I'm not going to go too much into it because we cover it so much. But like, your mind is trying to make sense of what the fuck that was. And so, oh, wait, I forgot that I get demonetized if I say curse words. But actually, I'm not even monetized yet because the channel's too small, so it doesn't matter. So this shit... is true because your mind's trying to make sense of whatever the fuck it was that happened when you were a kid. And because you haven't made sense of it, it keeps repeating over and over. One of the most common questions I get is, why do we have repeating traumatic nightmares? It's because your mind hasn't solved it yet. I mean, if you go to a therapist, if you work it out, if you make peace within yourself, they'll stop. But until that time, if you still have things that you need to learn about your dreams and about your mental health, your mind's going to keep repeating the dreams until you get it. So avoidance here, not helpful to the situation, not helpful to the situation at all. Let's see what this one is.
I was at Walmart and I found this. It's called Flip Whip Creamy Ranch Whipped Ranch Dressing.
Fuck?
It's literally
ranch dressing in a can?
like what?
No, that's from the devil, dude. What the hell?
Mommy got some cheese. Put some cheese
Man,
on
America's gone too
Okay.
far.
I got a pickle.
This
I
feels
don't know
like
why
an
I chose a
American
pickle,
thing.
but
I mean,
want
I'm
some
making an
pickles, but I
assumption.
really wanted to try this.
Ranch in a can? This is
I'm
worse
so
than
nervous,
spray
right?
cheese, dude.
I can't even press it.
Look, she's so excited she's shaking. Oh my god!
Gotta try it.
No, don't do it. No. I don't know if you're a ranch fan. Oh god. I'm not a ranch fan like that. I need a sip of coffee to get the imaginary taste out of my mouth.
What? Who created
dude.
this?
Yeah, they need... Oh, no, stop it. I can't. Okay, I'll watch the rest.
It's whipped cream ranch, but not sweet. It's ranch.
It's evil! Throw it back! Back from the depths of hell from whence you came. Oh, if you're a ranch fan, let me know in the comments, because that's like... Oh, God. That gave me... I'm going to talk to my therapist about that one once this is done. Shit, dude, that's fucked.
Scientists recorded a brain dying accidentally.
Oh, shit, I heard
and
about
here's
this.
What they found. 87-year-old epilepsy patient was being studied by a group of scientists. Literally, while they were measuring the brain waves, he died of a heart attack. This was completely
This was
random.
fucking crazy.
They looked back at the recording. They found that the part of the brain that is recalling memories was one that was activated.
Sorry, I don't mean to be weird, but like, her eyes look very intense, right? I just feel like she's piercing through my soul with those eyes. There's something I don't know if they're like too close together or they're too wide, but like she either did illicit substances or she knows things about me that I'm not willing to admit.
during the process of death. They're saying this might be the reason why so many people say your life flashes before your eyes when you're dying. A study, which was published in the Frontiers for Aging Neuroscience, found that the man's brainwaves followed the same patterns as dreaming or recalling memories. They call this process lucid dying. They don't know why this happens, but the brain definitely activates memories. He says the things that are memorable differ from person to person. That's sad, but it's pretty interesting they found that out. Follow for more tea.
It is interesting indeed. Interesting indeed. Here's a thought, right? I can't back this up scientifically. We're still trying to figure it out. But relating the process of dying to the process of like dreams, when your mind is no longer absorbing information from the outside, like I'm not seeing, I'm not tasting, I'm not hearing, I'm not touching, right? I shut down all of my sensory input. The only thing that your mind has to process and chew on is what's already inside of you. This is why like ketamine treatment, psilocybin, mushrooms, ayahuasca, all those things, all those psychedelic stuff are so intense and so much directly related to like what's already going on inside of your emotional processing, because you shut down or at least heavily distort with psychedelics the outside world. And so your mind starts to go inside to interpret what you're seeing. So if somebody has like some severe trauma, they're going to see some pretty crazy things when they go on a trip, because your mind is already kind of like anticipating, pre-programmed, sort of expecting negative things, because that trauma kind of preps your brain saying, oh, bad things happen to me. This is my lot in life. And so what's actually helpful is like by turning the mind inward through ketamine therapy, psilocybin stuff with a licensed professional, not on your own. You know who I'm talking to. It can actually help because you learn not to expect these bad things. You learn to be more at peace with your memories and yourself. So interesting, because a similar thing kind of happens when we're dying. But I think that's just because, I mean, when you're dying, you're shutting off, you're coning down. And so your brain starts to shut down, going from front to back. It's actually very interesting. Sorry, I'm on a tangent for a minute. But it's interesting because alcohol does the same thing. Alcohol works from the front to the back of the brain. So when you drink, this part of your brain turns off, and you drink some more, this part of your brain turns off, drink some more, it goes a little bit more back. And once you get to here, that's your hippocampus, right? That's your memories. Once you drink enough to turn off your hippocampus centers, you can't create any new memories. That's what's called blackout. That's why you don't remember your stuff. Same thing kind of happens with the brain while dying, right? The brain starts to shut down and shut off. So, of course, your life flashing before your eyes is like as the brain's getting to that part of itself dying. Anyways, interesting stuff. But I did hear about that. Let's see what else we got. Well, this is a reading one. Unfortunately, I'm illiterate, so we'll have to... Okay, let's see. When my psychiatrist told me that my body going into a panic attack while I was still asleep, and then me waking up already in a panic attack, having to track star it to the bathroom to throw up every day was because my CPTSD trauma nightmares were triggering my fight or flight survival system in my sleep. Yes. This is why de-stressing and relaxing before bed, meditating before bed is so crucial, because your brain is still hypervigilant. I've said this before in like other podcast episodes and stuff, but like if you have trauma and unresolved anxiety and stress, your brain doesn't let you sleep as deeply. And that's a defense mechanism. Like imagine if you're tired and you have to sleep in a dangerous place, but you're like Neanderthal man, right? You want your brain to stay very like lightly asleep, so that way any small sound or small movement can trigger you awake again. Now that's not to say if you're a light sleeper, that's because of trauma for sure. But if you have trauma and you're a light sleeper, that's probably why. And you should talk with your therapist about it. So this is a great kind of example of it. Yeah. Learn to sleep, learn to process your dreams and process through the trauma and get back to good sleep. That's what the brain's trying to accomplish. But sometimes it gets stuck and it needs a little help because we need that connection. Let's see what we got next. When your therapist says, I'm going to invite you to sit with that emotion.
This right here is that good stuff, man.
Wait a minute. This is definitely something that I've said. Instead of asking a question that will distract you from feeling your feels. I hate it. And let me tell you, as a therapist, I feel uncomfortable asking you to do it as well. So it's not comfy for me. Like as an empathetic person, I don't like it either, because then I have to sit with you sitting with yourself, which is uncomfortable for me as well. So we're doing it together, but I mean, it's definitely harder on your end than mine.
This right here is that good stuff, man. Do you want to know why CBT sucks and why most CBT practitioners suck? It's because they're trying to treat you like a puzzle to figure out. They're trying
100%.
to think through and intellectualize all of your problems and help you do the same thing.
That's right.
But a lot of the times, we need to stop.
Fuck out of here.
Pause. Sit with our feelings.
Who is this
Allow
man?
our bodies to catch up to our minds.
Subscribe to this
And
guy.
feel. You can't just know your feelings. You have to feel them.
Gotta feel your feelings,
That's how
man.
we can find health in the long term.
Boom. Dude, straight up facts. Straight up facts. And let me tell you something, like, take it one step further, right? Not only do you have to sit with your feelings and feel them, but moving in CBT and like moving too quickly, CBT is great in its proper and appropriate like applications. But moving on too quickly and overuse of CBT causes you to move quickly from your feelings. And that's really where I see a lot of my patients and a lot of the people that I talk to online struggle, because when you move on too quickly and label them too fast, you can mislabel them. And so we lose this connection with ourselves and what our body is trying to say. So like, you know, let's say that you're anxious, right? And you struggle with chronic anxiety. And so you think that the sky is always falling and the calamity is around every corner. Most of the time when I talk to somebody like that, they're misinterpreting the anxiety symptoms. It's not that calamity is around the corner. It's that they don't feel loved or accepted. They are experiencing a situation that was similar to one that they experienced before where something bad happened. And so because they don't sit in that feeling and like really process it, feel it, and try and understand what it's saying, it leads to a lot of misunderstanding and misunderstanding of ourselves, dude. So it's some stuff. Let's see what else we got. Hold on. Telling my parents I had a bad dream at 3 a.m. as a 22-year-old to see how they react.
Mom,
What is it, Matthew?
I had a bad dream.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't care, Matthew.
Mom.
Matt, come on, it's...
I tell you, 22, 23, they kick you off the insurance. They don't give a shit about your bad dreams. It's downhill, man, once you reach adult.
3 a.m.
Yeah, when else would I have a bad dream? Thank you. Oh, you're awake.
What do you want me to do anyway? Look under your bed for monsters?
I mean, if you could, that'd be awesome.
I'm going to sleep.
Well, what'd you ask? Dad.
What do you want?
I had a bad dream.
Yes, I know. I could hear you.
Then what'd you ask?
You got a point.
In your bed with you?
Are you going to be quiet?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Watch where you put your hand.
Was that not your knee?
No.
Oh. Okay, can I have some of your pillow?
Matt, I will pay you to leave.
How much? Mom.
Oh, man. I don't know if you're on the kid's side or the parent's side on this one, but that shit funny. Sometimes, you know, I feel like it's that way when you're with your parents and then you're supposed to find someone and cuddle up with them in the middle of the night. And so we never really get rid of wanting to cuddle after bad dreams. We just change who we're cuddling with, you know? Oh my gosh. These ones get me every time. You're going to hear me rant. Creepy facts about dreams you didn't know. If you are dreaming about some weird creature appears in your dream, there's someone watching you. If you're unable to fall asleep, that means you're awake in someone else's dream. 90% of dreams are trauma. The devil will use different things to keep you off your path. All of those are false except for the last one, because damn, life be really trying to get me off my path, you know? Not 90% of dreams are trauma. That's way overstated. Some dreams are trauma. If you're surviving and struggling through PTSD, I'm sure 90% of your dreams are traumatic nightmares, but that's not true for everybody. That's baloney. This is the biggest one that I see all the time, is like this idea of telekinesis between dreams. Like, that's old. Like, I mean, if you believe in religious stuff, that's great, but there's no science to support that stuff, you know? And then finally, if you're dreaming of some weird creature appears in your dream, there's someone watching you. No, it's you watching yourself. Like, that weird creature represents some part of you that's misunderstood or not making sense right now, and you're trying to sort it out. So it's like, chill, dude. And, you know, this shit pisses me off the most, and I'll tell you why. Because when you start to make people afraid of their dreams, dreams are highly suggestive. So if you start to suggest that dreams are dangerous, you manifest negative dreams. If you go to sleep thinking dreams are the best thing that ever happened to you, they're wonderful, amazing, and beautiful, fantastic things, you're going to have wonderful, beautiful, amazing, fantastic dreams. But if you think that dreams are creepy, you're worried about some demons like, attacking you or something like that, then you have negative dreams. Like what you're thinking about as you fall asleep influences heavily what's going to be dreamed about. And there's a lot of research to go behind that. So drives me crazy. There's another one like this that I got to share with you. Hold on. This next one is the same type of shit, dude. When you have a sexual dream. By the way, I've noticed a huge thing. Some people tend to have more sexual dreams than others, and so there's actually like a dream personality. Some people just have a very sexual personality of dream. They use a lot of sexual metaphor and imagery. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean that you're crazy or anything wrong with you, I mean, obviously it's not a diagnosis. Talk with your doctor, but some people just have more sexual dreams than others. It's just their personality style. Okay, but if you have a sexual dream, let's see what bullshit it says. It's also the worst clickbait shit ever. Look, it's 42 seconds to tell you probably two things. It means a demon is trying to okay, great. Yeah, communicate with you is trying to hurt you. Yeah, of course. That's 100% bullshit. That's going to drag me on for another 10 seconds before it tells me something else that's baloney. Next time, pay attention if, for example, your back hurts, it could mean it's trying to break your spine. That's so much. No wonder people don't want to go to sleep. And that's it. It just wasted 42 seconds of my life. So, I mean, here's the thing. Where was it? Right here. Okay. Now, if you want to be creative with the interpretation of demon, if you mean by demon, you mean repressed and rejected parts of yourself, like things that, are your kind of struggles in your mental health, then yes, like if you want to relabel the demon as a mental health struggle that you've been ignoring, trying to communicate with you through your dreams, then I'll agree with that. But usually it's like some malevolent spirit. That's just garbage. That's nonsense. I mean, again, religious community, talk to a pastor if you want to talk about it, but there's no science to back that up. Ridiculous. Now, this one was interesting. We got to go over this.
I had physical pain in my left foot for about a year and a half, and I decided to ask my dream what was causing it, and this is the story.
A great
After many approaches
technique,
to trying
by the
to
way.
heal this chronic pain in my left foot, I decided to try one last thing, which was...
You can talk to lucid dreams a whole bunch, and you can actually get some really creative and intuitive responses from your lucid dreams. There's many books on it, many research articles about it. I highly recommend it. Talk with your dreams, and before you go to bed, ask information that you want. And like I said, dreams are suggestive, so your mind will be thinking about that problem, and it will give you a solution for your ask. I mean, your mind's not against you. It wants to help.
I decided to try one last thing,
Okay,
which
I'll
was
stop.
asking my dream
Too much
to
coffee.
show me what was wrong. And the approach to this was just writing in my journal, dream, please show me how to fix this pain in my left foot.
Great technique, dream
And
journal.
I went to bed after meditating for about 5 minutes on
Perfect.
the question.
Yes,
And I
no
did
phone.
not dream anything that night. So
Also,
I
to
tried
be
one more
expected.
time the next day.
Gotta keep
and
trying.
ended up dreaming that night of running in a race and having all of these figures run past me, running way quicker than me,
Okay.
and having this left foot kind of pointed outward. And all of a sudden, I went into this vision where I was in my body, and I witnessed my left hip clicking into place. And all of a sudden, I just felt my feet grounded completely, and I was
Whoa.
speeding past everybody.
That's sick.
It was this really beautiful, awesome feeling of connecting and being grounded.
Man, I bet.
I woke up and I immediately wrote this down because it was
Good.
so blatantly
You have to write it down.
obvious that it was my
You'll
left
forget it. I
hip,
guarantee
right?
you'll forget it if you don't write it down.
And after pondering for a while, I realized that I had been doing the pigeon pose, the yoga pose, pigeon, where you lay on your hip and stretch it outward. I've been doing it every night and morning for about 2 years, not thinking that maybe that would affect my body in a bad way.
You done
so I
fucked
stopped
up,
doing
Jared?
it, and about 3 weeks later, I have zero pain in my left foot.
Hell yeah!
This is an awesome example of how dreams and the unconscious mind can speak for your body, essentially, and teach you things that it's aware of
This
that
is a
your ego,
great
your
video.
conscious mind is not aware of.
100%
I'd love to hear
agree.
any experiences with dream incubation, which is what this is called, where you ask your question.
Some
to
people
your
call it
dreams
different things, but dream
receive answers.
incubation. Yeah.
I would love comments. I would love more questions. Let's talk more about dreams. I have
Yes. Wow, maybe I need to have him on the podcast, dude. Absolutely, 100% agree. That's usually how it works. You got to stick with it a couple nights. You know, luckily for him, it happened on night 2. Sometimes I've seen it on night 3 or night 4, so it takes a little bit of time. But really, your mind is trying to ask you, like, hey, are you really committed to this process? And that's what it's trying to do. So you gotta really work it through, but it will give you answers, or at least start to help you solve the problem. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at, who is this guy? Freaking Jared Ray Gilmore. I love that. I gotta look more into him. That's cool stuff, dude. All right, let's see what this is.
Hey, fuck you bitch. Your mama. Yo mama. Yo bald-headed ass. You mad.
You mad.
You bitch.
Your mama. You woke up at 3 a.m. and you can't move. Sleep paralysis sucks, dude. And that shit does look exactly like that.
Yo mama. Yo.
Start trash talking it. You know, I tell people, trash talking it's a great example. At least start to interact with the sleep demon or whatever you want to call it. They're actually called hypnopompic hallucinations, the ones where you wake up. Hypnagogic hallucinations are the ones you see as you fall asleep. But it usually comes from stress and imbalance of like the falling asleep process. Like that cycle gets out of whack, and so you see dream images before you're supposed to. That's what's actually happening here. But I tell people to invite it and to talk nicely to your sleep demon. Or, I mean, hey, maybe you could try and be antagonistic with it and like show some confidence, show some spunk, see if it trash talks you back. But interact with it. Nobody's ever been stuck in sleep paralysis. Everyone wakes up from sleep paralysis, but it's scary in the moment. You can feel like you're not able to breathe, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we know where this is going. Yep, the mind and body are connected, baby. You go to sleep to distract yourself from the pain. It'll show up in your dream. Better to accept the pain, make friends with the pain, and just say, hey, I'm in pain right now, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, so listen, we're at the end of the TikTok videos here, but I had one more that I wanted to share with you. This is sick. Super, super sick. But it sparked a conversation for me because you can see some of these comments on the side. I want to talk about it, but check this out. Notice all these phones down here.
It is a man's true destiny, which is always within
also notice how
himself.
sick that is, dude. Are you kidding me? Woo!
Explore your future.
Dude, with the light out the top, are you fucking kidding me, dude? It's so cool. Look at all these phones. So it sparked an interesting conversation right over here. No people, just phones living in the moment. Yo, someone record this. OMG, PS2 graphics so crazy. Whatever. Just to see a phone screens. And you know what? This starts a conversation. I'm not going to go too long into this, right? But here's the thing. Everyone trips out. And I hear this from the boomers, man. I mean, I hate to call out the boomers. I hate to, it's a little bit... what do you call like ageist, right? Against like those who are of the older generation. I see this with a certain particular cultural group. They're like, oh, not living in the moment. You don't understand, right? There's nothing wrong with using your phone to record a moment. In fact, I encourage it. Like, look at this sea of phone screens. You know what this screams to me? This screams that this is an impactful, amazing, magical moment that each of these recognize as an important moment in their life when they're feeling something intensely emotional and they want to save that, to record that, and to share that with their friends. These devices help us connect with other human beings. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to record this so they can share it and connect with others. To me, I don't see anything wrong with that. If you live in the moment, I think you can do that with your phone. This idea of living in the moment, of like put your stuff away, is like denying our innate desire to connect with other human beings. Of course you want to record that. It's fucking great. It's super cool. And so of course you want to record it to share it with other people because, we have friends now from around the world. We're able to connect with other cultures and other communities and people that normally we would lose touch with. And so we want to record this and share it with those people that we love and care about. To me, that shows how connected we are as humans and how much, even though there's like 1,000,001 things you can do on this, people still use this primarily to connect with other humans. And like, that's beautiful. And so I don't know, there's a lot of trash talking online of like, oh, just to see a phone's not living in the moment. Some people do that. Yes. But I don't think there's anything wrong with recording on your phone in the moment. Now, I mean, if you're flashlight's too bright and you're, distracting the person behind you. That's rude and inconsiderate. But I love that. Take your phone out, record. I mean, I've built my whole community, like my whole connection about being on phones and like recording and sharing with people and connecting people. And so I've made such amazing friendships. So before you just go be like, oh, well, this is different and it's not as good as the way it used to be, think about why it's there. What is the heart behind everyone trying to record this moment? To me, if 1,000 people pulled out their phone and recorded me doing something, saying something, it would be just so humbling and so honoring to be like, wow, these other human beings find what I'm saying, what I'm doing, the show that I'm performing so impactful, so emotional, so motivating that they want to record it and save it for later. Wow, I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I would take a bow like, damn, thank you. I'm so just blessed that I can provide something of value to you that you want to honor in that way by not only absorbing it now, but wanting to keep it for later and in the future. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. Let me know what your comments are about this topic down below or any of the other videos we saw. Again, join the Discord server and send me your TikTok videos for me to react in episode 2. Thank you all for being here. I love you. Have a great night. See you then. Bye.